Okay, so Punch Man 124 and 125, new for Fubuki Group and Sit, were two very good chapters. I liked them. I've read 126 already, but I feel like this one pairs better together as a review, and then I'll do 126 as a separate review. Any case, really like these chapters. Lots of good action, and I think actually really good development for character as well, because it's a certain character. Who can it be? Yeah, you got me. It's Mike Wazowski. Any case, chapter starts off with carrying on where we left off last time with Fubuki Bang and Bomb against Rover, and that first bit of art we see, like the second page in, is phenomenal. Just you've got him, like, just the beauty of the location more than anything is astounding. I love the design of where it is, like, you know, the clearly torn apart by Rover's attacks location. You know, I love the blur effect that Murata does, like just the little bits of detail, like in every single square there's something going on, you know, and that's it's only like a little touch, but the fact that they went through and did that is incredible. We see some bits of Rover as well, just like the damage. It looks unique, it's different, it's interesting, and I love it. Also, we do actually see a bit on Rover, more than obviously he's firing repeated blasts, which you knew in any case, but he can actually curve his shots as well, as we see that one zips round the corner, but very cool stuff. Any case, Bang Bomb Fubuki go into hiding, and then they're like, what's the plan from here? Because obviously Fubuki, she's like, why we left King? How can we take this thing down? And she's very concerned about this, and what I love about this is, of course, and then Bang and Bomb are like, well, we've got a chance because he's weakened, and then we see the bit of blood, you know, and then that's when he goes, Bomb, shall we use, Big Bro, shall we use that technique? And then straight away, Rover shows up, bam, blasts them, and obviously you're like, uh-oh, close range Rover blast, what's going to happen? They get out, okay, and Bang and Bomb make the note, of course, that they're fine, but then it's Fubuki who's the one who comes up and is like, I'm the one who protected you guys from the shield. And this is what I love about this chapter more than anything, is because it really raises my opinion of Fubuki. Because Fubuki, for me, and I know a lot of people like her because, you know, if you like a character just by design alone, there's nothing wrong with that, that's fine. But for me, it's something that one said in an interview a while ago about Saitama's design, where he said, like, you know, it's not necessarily about how they look that makes a hero look cool, it's about what they do that makes a hero cool. And I fully agree with that, because of course Fubuki's got a great design, but whenever I think of Fubuki, the thought that always comes to my head is obviously when she tried to, when we first meet her, when we first recruited Saitama, he said no, she's like, right, break his leg so he can't become a hero again. And Saitama, very appropriately, which was reflected in this chapter as well, gave his big speech of, like, you know, a true hero does fights whether he's got allies or not, you know, there'll be monsters that they can't always beat, but a hero's got to get up and fight, because that's what heroes do. Don't look down on heroes, you moron, you know. I love that speech so much, and it really reflects on Fubuki's growth, this chapter, because, first of all, she obviously protects Bang and Bomb, and she actually makes the decision that, you know, I'm sorry, new Fubuki Group, we had some great members, but this is the only thing I can think of to do, and she does say to Bang and Bomb that she wants them to go away, as she will try and hold off Rover. That is incredible. It's such a massive leap up for Fubuki, who's actually, she's reflecting what Saitama said to her, you know, like facing powerful monsters, even alone if necessary. She's doing it right then and there. Also, something else I love is the fact that, like, you see the self-sacrifice she made to herself, where she has to rely on other people before, like, and not that she didn't care about her team or anything, but, like, you know, she's always like, guys, you do this, I'll hang back and watch. It was like she was the last to show up. This time she's been the first into the action, you know, and we see this represented by the fact that she's badly beaten, and I love that too. I love that she's gone to this kind of, like, the fact is, in shonens, like, the girls don't really tend to get as much of bad beaten as the guys, like, even in fights. I think the worst I can think of probably is Urza from Fairy Tail. She took some beating sometimes, and I guess someone pointed this out to me as well, like Robin from One Piece, but that's when she's captive and she can't fight back. Fubuki's fighting back, and she's badly beaten. Obviously, the veins where she's having to focus, like, the blood dripping, and, like, I thought it was incredible, like, I was just so amazed that they went to the version of, like, you know, having, you know, her nose just starts bleeding, and it's not like small, it's like big, and it's dripping, and it's bad, and I love that kind of detail. I can't imagine, like, a character like Fubuki would ever get a beat down like Moomin Rider did with Garo, where obviously Garo just kept smashing his head over and over into the pavement, but just this kind of thing is different, and I like it. It's a small touch, but I'm very happy about it. And obviously, like you said, I'm very happy about what Fubuki did, because she was ready to sacrifice herself for a noble cause. She was ready to be a hero. Massive step up for Fubuki, in my opinion. I appreciate her a lot more because of this. Meanwhile, one of the things she does to help Bang and Bomb get ready, you know, to help him escape, is like, I've increased your physical abilities, and then, like, Bang and Bomb, wait a minute. And then this moment clicks where they're like, my legs are okay. And then as she goes for her big heroic sacrifice, I was like, okay, obviously Bang Bang gonna save her, but I appreciate that she recognizes, if this is how I die, this is how I die, I have to help them. You know, obviously Bang, you had one job, man. Bang just deflects all of the blasts, just like, thank you, lady, the sharpness in my fists have returned. And then they just go for it. Boom! And like, we get to see the Cross Dragon Slayer fist, and it's so cool. I mean, like, it's very basic. It's not, I think, in terms of design and potential, what it was obviously, like, it doesn't look as good as the Roaring Key air blast, you know, but it's very good. I think I'd like the name about the same, like, obviously, Roaring Key, Roaring Air, Key, I can't remember what it was. It's something to do with air and like key, and I heard roar, I know that, and and obviously that was amazing from a visual perspective, as they fully stop to charge and get on the centipede, which is amazing. But Rover, as we've seen, is an absolute monster too. You know, time and time again, he gets back up. Even though Saitama let him off, he still got back up quickly, you know? So fair play, like for Rover, but like obviously, so Rover's got a lot of hype, we know this, and they're just like dishing this beat down to him either side, he can't escape it. Rover looked amazing this chapter too, like the amount of like, anytime it was close up and he was blasting them looked so good, it was incredible. And then in 125 sit, it carries on, obviously the beat down continues, and they end with that sweet double kick, boom, send Rover flying, it is amazing. So after they land that sweet kick and send Rover flying, Fubuki's faced with the realization of this is S-Class rank 3 Bang, and this stranger is the same level as Bang. And what I like about this, I think, well, it does good things, it does bad things, because we know Fubuki has like a certain kind of attitude about the rankings. We see this because like, she, like, you know, rankings are that important to her. Like, you know, obviously, the people like, if you're S-Class, it means a lot to you. Like, she's very certain that because she's B-Class, she can't beat A-Class or F-Class opponents, when we've seen her strength is, in fact, actually S-Class, considering the definition of an S-Class is to be able to defeat a demon one-on-one, pretty much. And she did that with Do-S. So she's got a lot of self-confidence issues, and I hope this is kind of like her part of the story. Is obviously not just her growth as a hero, her growth in her self-confidence, as we can see in someone like a character like Tatsumaki, who is very much like, I'm amazing, I've got this, I can do anything. She's incredibly powerful. I'm hoping if Fubuki gets more self-confidence and she doesn't feel like she has to constantly live in her sister's shadow, that will be her growth in that case too. Any case, one little touch I did like before I carried with Fubuki was just actually trying to accept everything that's going on, just bang a bomb like, nice, yeah, just like, so good. But obviously she's trying to think about like what this guy is, and obviously she is now learning the fact that there are people who are incredibly powerful who aren't necessarily part of the Hero Association, and obviously this does, I think the reason they keep introducing this fact, like obviously we learn this of course with characters like Suiryu and Bomb now, but still, I think obviously for future stories, if we need more powerful people to show up who aren't necessarily monsters or heroes, then that's a great way to introduce them. But also I think at the same time, I think a great reason they keep doing this is because of something it's probably the thing I'm most excited for in the story, is whenever the world has to face the fact of Saitama being Saitama, who he really is, how there's a god pretty much among them, and they have to be able to accept the fact, of course, that you know, and I think this will help ease people in with the fact, of course, there have been so many powerful people hidden in the world of One Punch Man. It makes sense that there's someone like this hidden as well. Any case, obviously she's like, right, this guy's gotta join the Fubuki group, and she turns up the charm. She has a pose like magnificent, and like, you know, she's like, just so you know, if you join the Fubuki group, you know, you get an extra bit of beef, and it's prime cut, and it's great. And then that kind of gets overshadowed by Rover getting back up once again. Like, Rover is an absolute monster, and I know he's a monster, I know he's a dragon, but, you know, he took a full power Garo punch, shook it off, you know. Apparently, like, from what I guess, Orochi is probably one of the few people who's beaten him, and so has... And Saitama, of course, like, he got up from a Saitama punch, and I know, like, I'm one of the main people who's like, Saitama hold back. It's not like a massive feat of Rover's that he survived a Saitama punch, because if that was the case, we have to be like, yo, Tank Top Tiger and Tank Top Black Hole, they've got such high endurance, because Tank Top Tiger, he took a Saitama punch and got back up. You know, we have to look at it like, you remember, like, if he wanted to kill Rover, we saw he took down Orochi, no problem. We saw he took down many people. Well, not many. He's taken down a lot of dragons, no problem. Like, it's not like a big thing. Any case, I'm going over the thing where they're all panicking, and then Bang's just like, oh, this dog's a nightmare, why don't you just sit and behave? And then Rover sits. And when I read this, I was very confused because I was like, what does this mean for the story? When in reality, it means what you've wanted it to be, Matt, for a long time, is that Rover could be the greatest wild card of this story. Where, in fact, if they do realise he is just a dog and he just needs to learn, like, manners. So obviously, like, he got taught to sit 3 times, obviously, from Goro, sit, didn't work. Saitama, sit, did work. Bang says sit, and he's like, right, okay, I should sit. I've been told to sit before, I should sit. But even then, if it was more of a case of, like, you know, if anyone who's more powerful than him, he's subservient to, so he might recognise, like, Bomb and Bang as masters now, you know, like, oh, these are my masters, like, along with, like, Saitama and Orochi. Obviously, Orochi isn't around anymore, so the good guys have got the overwhelming advantage. But if they do realise this later on, and someone, like, it could be such an amazing entrance. Just imagine, like, maybe, like, Bang and Bomb, like, cornered by, let's say, Homer Semper, for example, and then Rover, and then, like, and then, like, someone, like, jogs him out, wait, he's sat, I wonder if... what an amazing example of a whistle, Matt. And then they go... you just hear the... and then just immediately, like, you just hear the... boom! Sick 'em. And then Rover just turns on them. I mean, it's obviously all speculation at this point, but it'd be so incredible to see something like that, especially because of how, like, I mean, Rover's drawn, like, in comparison to, like, very intimidating. You compare that Rover to the Rover that we first saw against Garo, just bearing down on him like this vicious monster. He's drawn a lot nicer. And it's nice. Like, in any case, they're just like, well, that's that, and then just leave him there. I feel like it's a bit silly that they leave him there, but at the same time, what are they going to do? What, like, their combo move did nothing on him, you know? It's so good, like it's got their combo move, he still got back up from it, like a combo move from Bang and Bomb. So yes, also Fubuki's face was brilliant. I did love just her terrified face, how she's supposed to be, oh, magnificent, this is incredible, ah! And then she's like, you know, I do love it. And then we go to the boys, you know, they're in Disneyland, and it's so, I just love these two. And obviously I love Saitama, like, it's no secret that I love him, but just, just him and Flashy in the minecart with the monster, just Saitama like, woo, yeah, just having the time of his life, just like, I didn't know this place was down here, it's amazing. And Flash is like, is this the way to Orochi? It's the match of the millennium. We get like, there's not a lot to say about this, but I had a good time with it. It was fun. I like Saitama and Flashy and their little adventure they're having. We've got, obviously you got like gorgeous bit where they're having a little conversation, and then we're about to go down like the massive drop, and then it just, obviously that's gorgeous. I love like the perspective on that, how he's drawn it, it's incredible. And then it just Saitama ignoring the basic rules. Keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times, and he's just standing at the front, woo, getting his picture taken. It's great, and meanwhile Flashy's like, this is going to be the match of the millennium. And the monster is probably going to have some redemption as well. I don't know how or what, but at the end of the day, he's obviously a weak little monster, and he's like, I'm going to take this guy down. I'm going to be the top of, like, you know, for another dog like me, I'm weak, but if I could take down an S-class, then that's a bonus. And then, like, as he comes that turn, he's like, turn's pretty steep though. It's a pretty steep drop. I'll get him later. And then I just like that too. It was funny, you know. Saitama and Flashy having their own little adventure, and obviously this carries on 126, which I've read and I'll do in a separate review. But yes, I really enjoyed this chapter, like these two chapters back to back. Bang and Bomb's attacks were great. Fubuki's development was so much better than I thought it would be. Like, just like after reading it back and then remembering Saitama's speech, like it just means a lot to me that I feel like I'm justified to like her, apart from, oh, she's got a good design, she looks good, but now, like, you know, she doesn't just look good, she does good, and that is amazing to me. Oh, also Tatsumaki now knows about Fubuki being down there. I completely forgot about it. But of course, Tatsumaki and Fubuki, like, now obviously they really built up Tatsumaki as like the one woman who stands at the pinnacle of the Hero Association. And this is great because after building up this, now she knows Fubuki's down here. This could actually really affect Tatsumaki from being this unstoppable force to being like, I gotta go, Fubuki's my priority down here. Like, she's like, I'm gonna, like, I'm gonna teach second girl a lesson, but if she sees Fubuki's in trouble, we've seen this already, she will drop everything and go to that. So this could be like how Psychos gets away, or like this could land her in a really bad situation where she's badly beaten, but the more like she's about to beat an opponent, but like just before then, Fubuki's in trouble, and then she's like, right, I gotta go, boom. So, you know, this could be a way of crippling Tatsumaki a bit as well. Possibly, I don't know, like, but this could be like, unless of course like one of the dragon level threats is incredibly powerful. Like obviously we've seen them, but pretty much like she's handling dragons fairly easily. So it's kind of a question of like, unless one of them is, well no, none of them Dragon Plus, but you know what I mean? It basically means like, unless someone's going to be like, I have a transformation, boom, then Tatsumaki's going to be backed into it. Like, that's going to be the thing that holds back Tatsumaki, to me at least. Yeah, like I said, I like these chapters, very good. What did you guys think of them? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd like to know. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'm never on time, but it's me. You can't accept that fact at this point. I would like to be one day. Maybe I'll be on time tomorrow. It's a joke because tomorrow never comes. Goodbye. Then this is where you didn't cut it, did you, Matt? Okay.